Hey everyone, and welcome back to Fixing Other People's Mistakes. As always, I'm Chris, and today we are taking on the entire country of America. Now, you can see this lovely US map I have here. It's not actually that lovely. It's pretty disgusting, honestly. So today I am going to be going through and cleaning up some of these mistakes. So, I think the first thing you'll notice when you look at this map is that Alaska and Hawaii aren't on here. This is very intentional. We don't need them. Let's just stick to the continental US, alright? We don't need no extra states. Puerto Rico, who? Alright. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna take my eraser tool and I'm just gonna, get rid of some of these just like extra things we just really don't need. Islands, whatever. Tale of Maryland? Psh, who needs it, honestly? All this little stuff, we definitely don't need more in North Carolina. Alright. Yeah. So that was our first step. Just cleaning up some little things. I think the obvious next choice is to go in and just try to smooth out this area of Texas right here. So, I'm gonna go in with my little brush, and I'm just gonna try to, follow this line more. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. See this little jutting out? Because here, this is all Mexico here. But you know what? We're gonna reclaim this little bit from Mexico so that the line can be straighter. And then we're going to go straight across to Louisiana, or from Louisiana rather, and just make it all nice and pretty. Now, as you can see, by giving all this land back to Mexico, we've really cleaned up this whole state of Texas here. You know what? Texas is too big. Mexico can have some land back. And now just this whole coastline is a lot smoother. We're also going to just cut a little bit more off of Texas. You know what? New Mexico doesn't get enough love, so they can get all of this land instead. Because you know what? We need more smooth, square-ish states. This, absolutely not. You see how there's some space there? Who decided this? Not me, but I have to fix it. See, things that should have been done, but now they're all up to me. Chris, savior of the world. Or at least of America. Now see how pretty this is? Just this nice, smooth line. Alright, so if we're still trying to make things smooth, I think the next logical step is to get rid of this bump in Minnesota. So, we're just going to take our brush and, just claim a little bit of land back from Canada here. But you know what? Canada's so big, they really don't need it. So, we're going to take this little bump off and then get rid of this line. And that wasn't a mistake. I'm the fixer of mistakes. I don't make any mistakes. Now there, look how beautiful that is. A beautiful, smooth line. Now, here is, I think, a very valid opinion. This and this are all the state of Michigan, and then these are all Great Lakes. Now, Michigan does not need to be split into two pieces. And honestly, we don't need the Great Lakes either. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to propose that we fill in the Great Lakes so this one can all become Michigan's land. And then this can be a whole nother state because you remember we axed Alaska and Hawaii, so we're at 48 states. Now we're at 49 because we just filled in this lake and created a whole new state. And you know what? I'm being generous, and since it makes sense, Lake Michigan can go to Michigan too. So, there. 3 beautiful fixed states. Now, as for these other 2 lakes, New York gets this one, obviously, because it's on New York and we don't want to have to give Canada any more land. Because, you know what, they already have everything else. Free healthcare, they don't need that land. And then this lake, I just don't like it. Like, Canada doesn't get it. We're just going to erase this line, and then just pretend it was never there, honestly. It was just, you know what, unnecessary lake. So there, things are looking better already, I must say. And if we're continuing to clean things up, we're going to go down here to Florida. Here's the big question. How much of Florida do we need? How much of Florida? Actually, in this process of fixing Florida, we're going to start with Alabama, give them some extra land here, and erase this, and then continue this line. Get rid of that for sure. Alright, well, we obviously know that all of this is going to be gone, so I'm just going to go ahead and erase it. Alright, here's what we're going to do. So we're going to continue this line from Alabama. And then we're just going to continue it out to Georgia over here. And then we'll swing it up here. And then we can erase this. Beautiful. Alright, and then Georgia can get this. And then see how much we've expanded Alabama. Alright, so we're just going to add a little bit to Georgia, you know, just make it, just give it a nice round edge down here. Now you might be asking why I'm not fixing Louisiana to make this one solid long line, and it's because I live there, and if I cut some of it off, I would not have a place to live anymore. So we're not going to do that, even though it may mess up the map. But you know what? Nobody expected artistic integrity. So, alright, other just like little fixes, like, come on guys, you should have known you need land here, right? And you should have known this should not be California. So, you know, just like little things, like sorting out borders. And you might say, Chris, some of these borders actually make sense because they follow the flows of rivers, even though they may look stupid. And to that I say, what's a river? We're just gonna, you know, I want you to look at the travesty that is this corner of Nevada. Why does it not come to a point? Hello, the people who designed Nevada. You did a terrible job. I know you're all probably dead, because Nevada's a relatively old state. But, you know what? I'll find your graves. I'll find who you are. It's cool. Alright. You know what? Fixing little mistakes just shows you 100 more little mistakes. And you're like, you know what? Why does it have to be me? Why couldn't everyone else be as perfect as I am? It's really, it's a hard life sometimes, guys. Just having to deal. Alright, well, we've spent a lot of time just like on this part of the country, but I think we need to focus over here for a while. I would like to bring your attention to the travesty that is West Virginia. So we're going to do something about that. First of all, this is just immediate no. I'm sorry, guys, but just I can't. Yeah, you know what? We'll leave this for now. Let me move over here for a minute. All right. So this is part of New York. So that counts as an extra bit. So automatic erase. I'm not really sure how you're gonna go about getting rid of like all of this land in real life. But you know what? We've made great advances in dynamite recently, so I'm sure you'll find a way. This looks like space in North Carolina. Virginia, so we're gonna give them their land back. Alright, Maryland and West Virginia. Just a huge mess all around. So what I've decided to do about it is I'm going to cut off West Virginia here. I'm going to just bring it up, and then all this land, as well as this land, we are going to make into a new state. And that new state is going to be where Washington, D.C. is. We may have to move the city, but, worth it. So that the capital can have its own state. And then Maryland, it's got, like, all this water here. You know what? They honestly don't need it. Like, what are you even going to do with that? You can't, like, go to the beach because it's cold there all the time. So, like, we're just going to, fill it in. Give Maryland some more room. Yeah, so it's looking better already, honestly. Like, D.C., a good state. I'm conflicted about leaving Virginia with so much space, but it'll have to do for now. And then this one, it should obviously come all the way down. So we're gonna do that and then connect it to this line. Beautiful. So we're back up to 50 states now, so the flag people won't get too mad at me. But I'm gonna go ahead and ruin that because Mississippi, on its own, it's a fine-shaped state, I guess. I mean, something could be done about this, but frankly, I'm too lazy for that. So instead, what we're gonna do is, this little tail is annoying here, so I'm just gonna draw a line across. And then Mississippi is actually a pretty beautiful state. They have a lot of very nice state parks. So what I've decided to do is have just this be the normal state of Mississippi, and then this is where they can quarantine all the racists too. So when you go into the regular state of Mississippi, you don't have to worry about it so much. Alabama can send people in too if they want to, but right now it's just a Mississippi deal. Alright, let's talk about Idaho. Idaho is a huge mess. Look at this border. And it's next to this just perfect square here. So we're going to try to emulate that. So we're going to start by just completely getting rid of this border. It's just honestly terrible. So we're going to go in with the eraser and just erase the whole border. And then we're going to follow this line across here and just, connect it there. And then that's what Idaho is now. And then this is such a perfectly straight line. We're going to follow this up too. Now this does create a problem because now we're at 52 states. But you know what? They'll get over it. So that's how I'm dealing with that. So now we have some just beautifully, almost square-shaped states, and Montana is split in half because they didn't need all that land anyway. Alright, so, for one of our last steps, I've decided that this Virginia, it really has to be cut. Like, it really has to go. So, we are going to just, follow this beautiful line here. Go across. And this will be adding a lot of space to Maryland and the new DC state, which, good, great, I'm happy for them. Maryland doesn't get enough love, so now they are, and DC deserves a warm welcome, I mean, you need enough room to split up both parties so that the Democrats and Republicans don't kill each other. I mean, I would go in and just split it in half and then just put half of them over here and then half of them over here, but we don't want to, segregate anyone out like that, so we're just going to leave it as it is and let them fight. You know what? A good fight never hurt anyone. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. Alright, this little bump is now annoying me, so we're gonna get rid of it. Ha 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 ha. Wow, it's hard to be perfect. Alright. Beautiful, beautiful. Have you ever seen a more beautiful state? Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not a miracle worker. So, for some of these borders, like, here, or like all up in here, we're gonna blur them out and hope nobody notices them, because there's only so much I can do, guys. But I mean, other than that, I think our new country looks pretty good. Pretty darn good. Oh, just this whole area, good lord. Beyond fixing. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you now realize how terrible US math is. I mean, let's look at this one, and then just compare it to our new map. I mean, how beautiful is that compared to this ugly extra states, non-smooth borders, Florida, ugh, Great Lakes, who needs them? So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and, Chris out, country improved, you're welcome.